Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a former Boeing 737 pilot and a member of the PMDG 737 tech team. Today we are going to fly the PMDG 737-800 in the good old Scandinavian Airlines livery with a heads-up display all the way from Oslo to Stockholm. This is going to be completely on VATSIM, since they do have the Nordic event going on right now, covering Rovaniemi and the very high Nordics, which also comes with full coverage at both Oslo and Stockholm. So without any further ado, I'd say let's get right into this one. So the catering trucks are just about connecting over here. Let's go ahead and open up the door for them. And in the meantime, we will head up to the flight deck to start to prepare our 737-800 for today's service. So let's put on some electrics over here. We do also have the external air conditioning unit connected since, well, it is freezing cold up here in the north. And, well, our scheduled off block is in 24 minutes, so let's get right into this one. Since we do have an air conditioning unit, we do not need the APU for the time being, but nonetheless, let's do the fire test anyway. That's looking good. Then we can turn this on. This. Thrust levers are looking good. Then the fire test is looking good. Transponder is going off, and you should be on 2000 anyway. So, up here the voice recorder is coming online. Then let's move a bit to the side. Clackers are looking good. Flight recorder is working. And then we can turn on the IRSs as well. Finally, let's put our code to the side, our flight bags in place, and then we can take a seat on the captain's seat of our 737. So, heads-up display is installed on this aircraft. However, for the time being, we will let it folded. Now let's go ahead and do a couple of items. I'm going to start with collecting our flight plan so that we can get an idea together of what we are about to do today. So starting right down here on the en route charts, as you can see there is some low-level icing taking place pretty much everywhere along our route. Apart from that, the weather is good though. So looking into the airport weather, we got Oslo with 1000 meters visibility, patches of fog, scattered clouds, temperature 0, which means freezing conditions do apply. So let's go ahead and turn on the probe heat already. Now, going further down, we got Stockholm, Arlanda, which has good weather. However, temperature 3/3, so it might get foggy as well. Now, our alternate in Skavsta is quite good, so that should be just fine. Looking into the plan then, departing at 1300, we are going to arrive 5 minutes ahead of schedule, cruising in flight level 310 for just a short 45-minute flight today. Block fuel 4.4, do we need any extra? Well, not really, so if we just make that 4.5 tons, maybe 4.6 just in case we do get a little bit more lengthy taxi, then we should be fine. So let's load the plane from SimBrief. Adjust the fuel figures down here, 4,600, and that's looking absolutely fantastic. So with that in mind, we are now good to go. As soon as our catering is finished, we can already start boarding. Now let's start to set the aircraft up over here. EFIS control panels set on both sides. Then we can do the light test. And just a quick check of what we are actually gonna get up here. And this is all looking fantastic. Perfect, so we can close this again down here. That's looking good, and that's looking good. Oxygen. Is perfectly fine as well. Alright, wonderful. So we got all those basics out of the way. Then let's ensure the hydraulic pumps are on. Let's also turn on the fuel pumps. I'm gonna give you some light down there as well, and then you can head out for the walk around, please. While she's going out, we are going to start with our FMC setup. So let's start in the data link menu, ATS, ATIS, ENGM, and we're gonna take the VATSIM ATIS. So let's get that one. Oslo Gardermoen, departure information hotel at 1920, runway condition code 5. So for clearance and startup, delivery 12168, wind variable 2, visibility 1000 meters, and QNH 1012. That looks quite flyable. Alright, beautiful. So the ATIS is on board, Information Hotel. Then let's go ahead and get started down on the FMC. 737-800, 26K engines, nav database is up to date. GPS left, copy paste, flight plan request from SimBrief, and we can select this route. Here we go, Scandinavian 36 Delta. And going all the way up here, that's the correct call sign. From Oslo to Stockholm, so far so correct. And then going down here, let's see what we are gonna get. Load the route, please. Might take a little while. In the meantime, departure, Stockholm. Let's see, we got the airport charts, and we also got the parking stand charts. And the route data is uplinked. So departing runway 19 left. Our SID is the Massaf 5 Charlie departure. And for the arrival we're looking into runway 26, they say. So let's select the ILS 26, LTOC 3 Victor arrival, and load and activate. So that looks pretty much correct. Alright, then we can go on to our performance. So cost index 25. So reserves 2.1. Zero fuel weight is 57.0. Flight level 310 as cruise level. Cruise wind 258 at 32. And the ISI deviation -4, so that gives us a temperature of -50. Transition 7001, and then for the takeoff page, noise abatement procedure number... Oh, that was wrong. Number 1 it is over here. And all of that on a wet but skid-resistant runway. Okay, that's all checked. Then we got 250 below 10,000. ENGM and a 25-mile ring for MSA awareness. The temperature is 0. And that is 14 degrees colder than ICAO standard due to the field elevation at 600. Remember, per 500 feet 1 degree. So unless the temperature drops by another degree, cold temperature correction is actually not required for this departure. Massive 5 Charlie, let's find that departure chart. So that is not correct. Let's see, Massive 5 Charlie, here it is. So 640, 444, VBOOK 508, 422 and Massive. Initial climb clearance 7,000. Might as well pre-select that, and that's it. Alright, cool. So that stuff is in here. Then let's start setting up the rest of our flight deck. So, yaw damper on, fuel is set. Refueling is complete, so we can turn on the fasten seatbelts. In the meantime, request boarding, please. And while we're waiting for that, let's quickly close the one right door. So, door management close, thank you. Okay, and then boarding should start any moment. So, window heat coming on, down here everything's set. Up here, what's the temperature inside? 24. Looks fantastic. Packs remain off for the time being because we are currently operating on external air conditioning. Flight level 310 is our cruise level. And the runway elevation 175. So we can take 100 feet elevation down there. Right igniter. Flight directors are coming on. Now we do need the runway track, which is 192. Like that, and we can put the same thing down into the courses. 192 and 192. Perfect. Alright, cool. MFRA is going to be 1680. I just absolutely love the way that PMDG has simulated the EFIS control panel now. That makes it so easy just to set the MFRA there. So 1680, here we go. Fuel flow reset, auto brake RTO. QNH 1012, here we go. Okay, park and brake is set. Frequencies are not needed just yet. 1 to 1.5 goes over here. Radios, do we need anything? Nope, all on off. Then I'm just going to deselect the ILSs. Weather and turbulence is selected. We want to be sure to listen to the radios. Transponder goes in above, and we keep this as it is. Alright, cool. So that's our flight deck setup completed. Now, before we do anything else, let's actually go ahead and request our IFR clearance. So we got ATIS Information Hotel. So departure clearance, ATC Center, ENGM, stand. We're on 43, ATIS Hotel. And good evening. Okay, sent. Clearance request is out. Then let's wait for the IFR clearance to arrive, and while we're doing that, we can start with our departure briefing, please. So, threats for today's departure, honestly, I do not see any. So, let's do a route check. Echo November Golf Mike to Echo Sierra Sierra Alpha, Sierra Alpha Sierra 36 Delta, and our routing is via Mars F5 Charlie to Mars F, Zulu 183 Lekpo, direct LTOC arrival runway 26, and that's with a ground distance of 246 versus 253. That's good enough for me. So, time UTC is 12:47, altimeter 1012, reading 680, flight directors on, minus master, standby instruments set. Left seat takeoff, runway 19 left, well no, runway 19 left, yes. Flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 1, engine anti-ice will be on, de-icing should hopefully not be required. Our sit takes us straight out with a left-hand turn, and for the engine outs we can just proceed on the runway track 25 miles, climbing 4,000. That keeps us safe even with the temperature that we currently have. Apart from that, I've got nothing special and nothing non-standard. Emergencies as briefed in the crew room, and for our taxi it's going to be a pushback with the nose to the right-hand side. Then let's quickly grab the chart. So, nose to the right, straight out, Lima, Sierra, full length, runway 19 left. Our departure, Mars F5 Charlie, on the chart 10-3 Fox from the 18th of July 25. Transition altitude 7,000 versus 7,001 down here in the FMC. And then, let's see, due to simultaneous parallel departures, change to Oslo approach frequency shall always be initiated by Gardermoen Tower. That's good. Noise abatement 2 is used during climb out. Interesting, they changed that. I used to remember a time when they used NADP number 1 over here, but okay, then we can change it to acceleration in 1000 AGL. Good. Initial climb 7000, which is set once, and which is now set twice. And well, that's pretty much it. No conventional backup for this one. Any questions? No? Alright, beautiful. Then, let's see what our IRS is doing. 3 minutes to go, that's fine. So, safety inspection checklist and before start checklist down to PA, please. Services and shocks, checked. Maintenance status, checked. Battery on. Electric hydraulic pumps on. Landing gear lever down. Ship's library, checked. RS mode selectors, nav. Gear pins. We got 1, 2, 3 removed. Light test checked. Oxygen test 100%. Yaw damper on. Nav transfer and display switches normal and auto. Fuel 4.5 required. 4.5 on board. 4 pumps on. Cabin utility IF galley power on. Emergency exit lights on. Fast modes on. Window heat on. Aircon press. Packs off. Bleeds on set. Press mode selector auto. Instruments cross checked. Auto brakes RTO. Hydraulics. Normal, speed brake. Down detent, step trim cutout switches normal, wheel by fire warning checked, radius, radar and transponder set and standby, rudder and aileron trims 3 and 0, takeoff briefing discussed, holding at the PA. And it looks like for some reason they are not actually using data link today, so let's actually go ahead and call for clearance ourselves. So let's see, Gardermoen delivery, and I think we are on 121.68. Let's give that a try, see if we get an answer. Gardermoen delivery, Scandinavian 36 Delta Information Hotel, request IFR clearance to Stockholm.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, Gardermoen delivery, hello, cleared Stockholm, Arlanda via Massive, 5 Charlie departure, weather 1 and 11, initial climb 10,000 feet, squawk 7140.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, cleared to Gardermoen, correction, cleared to Arlanda via Massive 5 Charlie, runway 19 left, climb flight level 70, squawk 7140, and initial climb of course 7000.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, back correct.
Alright, beautiful. 7000, Massive 5 Charlie, 19 left, squawk 7140. And that's all set. So that's our clearance confirmed. Then, what's our boarding doing? 144 of 162, perfect. So we're pretty much done. I like it. What are they doing down here? Catering vehicle still in place. Oh god, the aft door. Okay. Well, let's do that real quick. So, to right, open. And the cargo doors should please be open as well, because we still have some cargo to load down there. I suppose they are waiting for the catering to complete before they start the loading, are they? Interesting. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We can start doing our performance already. So the first thing first is the question of our intersection. I think it might be a good thing to calculate Bravo 7. So, airport info, 19 left, Bravo 7, 2,410 meters.
Yeah,
So, 19 left, 2410, the runway is wet. Now, let's see, 57.1 is our zero fuel weight. Makes us 100 heavier, 61.7 gross weight, and that is looking fantastic. Okay, so CG is 24. So CG 24, weight 61,700. Engine anti-ice will be on, and the weather comes from here. Well, from here. So wind variable 2, so we're gonna make it 010 at 5 knots tailwind, temperature 0, QNH 1012. Calculate. So, takeoff 2, 38 degrees. Flaps 5, CG 24, skid resistant runway. Actually, do we have that here? No, we don't. Okay, that's fine. So we use 124, 132, 137. Okay, trim 5.3 units. Here we go. And that's our takeoff performance done. So V2 is 137. Like that. Perfect. So you can go back here. Then let's make sure the door to right is closed, so that they can actually start loading the cargo. I'm not sure why the catering vehicles are still standing here. Those should definitely be going away. The aft one seems to be going. No idea why the front vehicle is still standing here.
124, clear to Bergen.
So boarding
departure
seems to be completed. Then let's say hello to our passengers.
Scope 0243.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Scandinavian Airlines, welcome aboard our Boeing 737-800 on our flight to Stockholm, Arlanda. Today's flight time will be 45 minutes, expecting a smooth flight, and for the time being, I would like to ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. We are just loading the last pieces of luggage, and once that is completed, we will make our way towards Stockholm. Thank you very much for your attention, thank you for being with us. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. Okay, let's continue with the checklist. So, PA complete, FMC and CDU. Set, N1 and ES bugs, automatic, reduce 22K, speeds 243237 set. Stop trim 5.3 set, performance weight and balance, sign send, phones to go. So, what are they doing down here? Yeah, they're just starting with the loading, but shouldn't be much, just a couple of suitcases. So, while they are doing that down here, let's start closing up. So you can close, and we're just loading up the luggage, and that's it. So, 3 minutes to scheduled off-block, the baggage is not on board yet. That sounds like an absolutely typical day in the airline world where you are gathering delay for apparently no reason. Because, you know, you could have done all of that much earlier. Okay, while we're doing that, just a very quick check down here, and that's into the aircraft and display settings, because we're not supposed to have the AOA dial. I just noticed that one here. Now the display looks a bit more tidy, doesn't it? And if we're already going over it, then we should also remove the FCS indicators and the brake temperature indicators, because both of those were not installed on this aircraft as far as I'm aware. Route copy, we can keep this, and then we are pretty much done. So let's go ahead and tell GSX to prepare the position for pushback and departure, so that everything is done automatically as soon as the airplane has been loaded. So quick check. Ooh, that's a lot of luggage. Where do they get that from? Okay, well, I suppose then we'll just have to wait until this is finished. That's what you get when you're not monitoring the catering in progress. Well, I suppose it's just going to be a minute or two. Well, that's fine.
Via Vippa, 1 Charlie departure, runway 1 and left. Initial climb altitude 7,000 feet, squawk 5710.
Alright, just got another couple of private messages here from some people noticing me on the frequency.
Please Austrian 25 Bravo, cleared to the
Alright, cool. Well, I suppose that's a way to spend your time in the flight deck. Now, fun story over here, that's actually what I sometimes do in the real world as well. Like, when you're standing here, you're basically finished with everything that you had to do. So, I'm just, you know, checking out the phone, scrolling through a couple YouTube comments before I know that I cannot do it anymore for the next 10 hours before we go flying. Yep, as real as it gets, my friends, as real as it gets. Okay, so up and down here, everything's done, then we are literally just waiting for those gentlemen to get finished. First baggage cart is done, 2 more to go. Might just quickly reset GSX though. And that's actually what I'm doing here. So let's go ahead and prepare the airplane. Close all doors please. Then we can start the APU. So cabin should be secure. So, prepare for pushback and departure.
I didn't catch what you said.
Okay, arms lights. Then vehicles are all released, and we can release the air conditioning unit. disconnecting.
Alpha 13 Lima Bravo.
I suppose we'll just keep the packs off because we'll go for pushback in a few moments anyway. In the meantime, complete the checklist. So, phones off, EFB, airplane mode still, flight awareness and cockpit door. Locked, doors closed, passengers seated, before start checklist complete.
3 Charlie departure runway 19 left.
Okay, excellent.
7,000 feet, squawk 1463.
Then let's call for a pushback clearance.
Alpha 13 Lima Bravo, read back correct.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, fully ready for push and start.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, contact ground on 121.605 for push, bye-bye.
121.605, Scandinavian 36 Delta, bye-bye.
And Alpine 13 Lima Bravo, also ready for push. Request taxi gate.
Scanner 3 Whiskey, ground hello. Taxi Victor.
So, park and brake is set,
Delta,
and remove the trucks, please.
Run correction to stand to 8.
Here we go.
Taxi via Victor Delta and Sagan the gate.
Stand to 8.
Stand 28 via Victor and Delta, Scandinavian 3 Whiskey.
Got him on ground, Scandinavian 36 Delta, request pushback and startup.
Scan 36 Delta, ground hello, push and start approved, QNH 1012.
Push and start approved, QNH 1012, Scandinavian 36 Delta.
Ground hello.
Before start checklist below the line, air complex off, anti-collision light on, park and brake set, transponder alt off, before start checklist complete.
3, correction 13 Lima Bravo, hold position, there is one inbound.
Ground from flight deck. Go ahead.
Hold position.
Please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and bypass pin is installed. Yes, Captain, we can confirm that all trucks are removed, hatches are closed, bypass pin is installed, and we're ready to push. Roger, clear the push, park and brake set.
Low hold position for now, there's one
Stand by.
Look out, thank you very much, good evening.
Scan Taxi Victors.
So, they didn't tell any position.
Sierra.
Well, we can't see any drawn onto the ground here, so I suppose we'll just take the standard one.
Taxi Victor, Sierra, hold short, leave
Hoping so.
Scandinavian 24.
Okay. So, park and brake released, clear the push, and we're standing by for your signal to start. Roger. Alright, here we go. So, ground flight deck, we are ready for engine start. Sequence will be 2, then 1. Roger. We'll wait until we are a little bit further into the pushback. That way we are not going to have the engines running for too long here. Especially since there's probably going to be a little bit of a pull involved as well. What I really love about the new PMDG 737 and FS24 is that the engine start's now completely realistic, so it doesn't actually take that long to start the engines up.
Nordic 804, bye-bye.
So I'm wondering if they're pulling us up there. That's a tuck release point there. In any case, I think we can commence engine 2 start now.
Scan 36 Delta, ground.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, go ahead.
Scan 36 Delta, did I give you push and start here?
AFA.
Sure.
So, N2, all press, N1. I suppose he's dealing with so many Scandinavians today that it might get a little bit easy to forget at times. Can't blame him for that. So, starter cutouts, monitor 2, isolator pack.
AC134, push and start,
starting 1.
QNH 1012, Spoke 0243, release 218.
Okay, pushback completed, set park and brake. Park and brake set, and we've got N2, all pressure, N1, 25%. Oh, that HUD is a little bit bright for my taste here. That's nicer, isn't it? Start a cutout, monitor number 1, 2, 4, 6, 3, number 1 stable. Oh, wrong button. Here we go. Alright, flight controls. Full up, full down, neutral. Full left, full right, neutral. And standing by for the rudder.
Oslo delivery, morning.
So what's GSX doing again? Are they not lowering us? No.
Last station, hello.
They're doing nothing.
Yeah,
Interrupt pushback, yes.
Yeah, Oslo 25 Bravo, hello.
Alright, so B4 taxi checklist please. And we'll quickly test the rudder as well. Left and right. Generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, probe heat on, anti-ice on. Air conditioning, pack auto, bleeds on, isolation off, auto, flaps, 5 required, 5 selected, and the green light. Step trim 5.2 required set, start levers idle 10, flight controls checked, recall checked, B4 taxi checklist
Oslo
complete.
25 Bravo, relay correct. So for push and start, report fully ready on this trip.
Central clear.
Alpaca 13 Lima Bravo, push and start to QNH 1012.
Pushing start through QNH 1012 for Alpaca 13 Lima Bravo.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, request taxi.
People 1541, push and start to QNH 1012, release 31.
Lock this out for receiver 2511.
Well, if he's not answering, we'll try again. Scandinavian 36 Delta, request taxi.
Yeah, disregard. And the last station calling was in Austria.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, request taxi.
Scandinavian 36 Delta taxi. Lima Center, Tango, to holding point 21 left.
Lima Center, Tango, holding point 19 left, Scandinavian 36 Delta.
Or Scandinavian 36 Delta, switch over to Lima Blue, then Tango, to holding point 21 left.
On to Lima Blue, Tango, and holding point 19 left, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Alright, so that's gonna be a Lima, and then we are looking for a blue line. It's probably the right side there.
for 1 Scandinavian
Oh. Lights on, brakes off, clear right side, clear left side. Let's go. Config.
Papa, taxi, Zulu, Victor, Sierra, to holding point 21 left.
So we'll switch over to the blue line.
EC 134 second. And first EC 134, squawk 0243.
And now we're clearing that Scandinavian over there. That was probably the idea behind switching us to the blue line. Okay, then on to Tango, which is next to, or which is left at the end, and we're able for Bravo 7. We'll see how many aircraft there are at the holding point, whether it's going to make sense or not.
For now, taxi Mike, Victor, hold short, Yankee.
Mike, Victor, hold short, Yankee.
Right side is clear, left side is clear.
EC 134, for now, taxi JS, hold short, Tango.
Both sides are clear.
Standby tower, coordination progress.
Looks like there is nobody at the holding point, but I think they're just doing a controller change. So let's start with the checklist, see how far we can get. So, before takeoff checklist down to the line, config checked, flaps 5, green light, stop trim 5.2 set, takeoff briefing, left seat takeoff, runway 19 left, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2, and takeoff speeds 124, 132, 137 set, step trim 5.2 set, PAX auto bleeds on, engine anti-ice on. Sit straight ahead left turn, contact departure when advised by tower, and we've got an engine out straight at 25 miles to pick up the holding in 4,000 feet. MSA 3,900, temperature correction not necessary, and that's it. Any questions? No? Beautiful. So, cabin. Secure, and that's the before takeoff checklist complete down to the line. So, Bravo 7 is over here. I'm just going to add a little bit of thrust and we should be in front of the A350 over there.
Push and stand by.
Okay, so we'll go into Bravo 8, which is the full length that we can reach through Tango. We do have the figures for that, and with that we are ready to go. Scandinavian 36 Delta, ready for departure.
And first, 1025 Bravo, push and start up with finish 1012.
My worry is that the A350 gets the handover first, and then also gets the takeoff clearance first, and then we need to have 2 minutes of wake turbulence separation behind the heavy, and so on. I'm kind of trying to avoid that particular fate. Okay, park and brake set. And now we're kind of getting stuck in exactly that loop that I didn't want to get into. But tower is actually sending us a contact me. I suppose we'll do it on our own then. So 18305.
Stand 38 and hold short.
Got him on tower, Scandinavian 36 Delta, ready for departure.
36 Delta, tower low, 19 left, clear takeoff, let's go.
19 left, clear takeoff, Scandinavian 36 Delta, thank you.
Scandinavian 5 for Papa Tower.
Okay, before takeoff checklist below the line.
16 departure ahead.
MCP set, transponder Tara, strobe lights on, landing lights on, before takeoff checklist complete. So we did take the figures for the intersection, then we can make it a rolling takeoff here. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. $80 knots, checked. You're up. LNAV, checked. Back up. Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1.
ET134, Throttle.
Flaps up. Speed check.
Flaps
Flaps up.
Contact approach with T130, that's 145,
120.455, Scandinavian 36 Delta, bye bye. Oslo approach, good evening, Scandinavian 36 Delta, passing 2,900, climbing 7,000. Oslo approach, good evening, Scandinavian 36 Delta, passing 3,700, climbing 7,000. Flaps up, no lights. VNAV. And it looks like that frequency is not correct, then let's just go on to autopilot here and confirm.
This is the 3 standby, tower low, wind
And cabin is released. Vertical speed 2000. Scandinavian 36 Delta, please confirm the departure frequency.
36 Delta, 120.455.
120.455, Scandinavian 36 Delta, good evening. That sounds more lively.
Reduce speed to 20 knots.
Oslo, good evening, Scandinavian 36 Delta, passing 5,500, climbing level, correction, altitude 7,000.
Thank you, proceed direct to Malsef, climb flight level 210.
We're at Malsef, climb level 210, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Set, 210 checked, and Vina. So, direct to Malsef. Execute, LNAV available. And LNAV. Here we go. So, engine anti-ice off. After takeoff checklist, aircon and press, 2.8, climbing, and set. That's looking good. Alright, and set standard. So, cross-check, passing flight level 82. Now, checked, after takeoff checklist complete. So, let's go full climb thrust.
Speed 200.
Speed 200, Galleon 455.
Alrighty, that is looking excellent so far. So, I'd say that was a pretty smooth departure. Couple of things here and there, as you would expect, but overall, exactly what I'd love to see. So, sun is slowly going down. Let's already get ourselves that thing. Okay, altimeters passing level 104, climbing 210, 10 checks. Fuel is balanced with 4 pumps on, lights off, NU off, aircon and press. 3.8, climbing and set, fast belts, auto, recall, checked, and 1 to 1.5, monitoring. Then we can see if there is any CPDLC available.
Scandinavian 455, turn.
But I really wouldn't know which the en route controller is going to be, so we'll connect when we we'll connect when we get the anti. And that's it. 10 checks complete. So let's ask the important question. 1357 versus 1405. On block, on time. Loving it. So, Stockholm, Thrustmaster. Stockholm 8 is Mike at 1950, ILS 26 in use. Runway condition code 5, which means wet, as it says in the text thereafter as well. Runway is 100% wet. Additional spacing on final due to runway in use. Transition level 65, wind 240 at 410 kilometers. Okay, nothing interesting there. Scattered 600, broken 800, 1013. Cool. So 1013 is already pre-selected. 127.255, Scandinavian 36 Deltas, yeah.
Oh my god. Speedweather 776, descend to flight level 310 due to crossing traffic later.
So let's see if this gentleman has CPDLC.
Please confirm that Speedbird 774.
Yeah, correct. Descend flight level 310.
Descend flight level 310, Speedbird 774.
All hours, good evening, Scandinavian 36 Delta, flight level 163, climbing 210.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, hello, time flight level 290.
Climbing flight level 290, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Set, 290 checked. So, top of descent in 80 miles, then why not start preparing a little early, huh?
286,
So, arrivals. We had the LTOC 3 Victor.
Sweden 131, have a good trip to Sweden.
131, 130, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Thank you, good night.
Good night.
Engine anti-ice on. And engine anti-ice is on. He broke up.
Within Scandinavian 226 Commander, how do you mean? 269 request nothing.
So this one says CPDLC Echo Sierra Mike Mike in the controller info. Let's try that as well.
Okay, no, it did come through. It's on now plus 280, Scandinavian 2269.
Might have to disconnect the current one first. Well, let's wait until we're in voice contact, then we can always still do this. What's the outside temperature? Minus 27, okay. I kind of hoped it would have been a little bit colder up here already, but no problem. Uprightness on auto, that way we can see something. And we're going through 20,000, so I can impress. It's looking good. Well, that seems a little chaotic here.
Control, QD 7056, but no one in.
Sweden, good evening, Scandinavian 36 Delta, flight level 226, climbing 290. Yeah, that definitely seems a little chaotic here. But he's not answering anything.
Control hello, Canary 105.
That way he's going to lose complete control of the frequency. Because we're in VATSIM here, everyone's just going to do their calls. And ultimately... Interesting, I got a response on text as well. Climb flight level 290. Okay, well, suppose. Interesting, why is he responding to people on text? I suppose I don't have to understand. Okay, well, I guess if he's sending us level 290 on text, that means that 29 is going to be final. So 29 in here, and 29 in here. Alright, cool. So then flight level 290 is set 3 times, standpoint monitoring 1 to 1.5. And I suppose that means no CPDLC today. I mean, we could try one more time. Let's see real quick. Lock on and status. ESMM send. Let's just try and see what happens. Maybe it works. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start preparing the approach for runway 26. Oh, Stockholm, we're looking for an LTOC 3 Victor arrival. Which is this one. Yeah, okay. That looks like there may be some shortcuts possible. And here's the ILS 26. Now we also need some airport charts. For detailed see 10-9 Bravo or Delta. So let's see which one those are. Well, that's the north. And we have an ATC call. Unable due to airspace. Okay. 1,000 to go. Vertical speed. What's the outside temperature? Minus 45. Mention RTS off. Below minus 40 we can turn it off. Here we go. Okay, beautiful. So now that we got that, let's start down here. Descent page 250 below 10,000. Also, I am gonna go for a slightly higher speed here, 300 knots. Then forecast request QNH 1013 transition level 70. Let's already put all of that in. Alt wire. VNAV. Here we go. So up at cruise level.
Student control, Eurowing 4237, requested line.
Com set, and we've got 3,100 kilo and 14 minutes. So, top of climb, 13 minutes, 3,000. We got a little bit more, took a little bit longer. That's okay. Alright, good. So, forecast is in, fixed rings, runway 26, and we'll take 87/10/5. Like that. Now let's go over the arrival.
And svenska identity 690. You need time to the device to the Nordic over point. I'm not to log off to this.
So, LTOC 911 above 100, 941 above 80, 490 max 230 above 5,000, 472, 471, AirDOS 200 above 2,500, and from there we end up on the arrival chart. So, Fox, final fix in 2,500, 3-degree glide slope is checked, and for the go-around it's straight out to 1,500, radar vectoring for a new approach. And that is a very low missed approach altitude, 1,500 feet. So that's going to be interesting. So, when established and final, maintain 160 or more until 4.1 DME. Echo Sierra Alpha, that's the ILS, 1101. That's active, tracks 250. And the minimum 325.
Delivering, fighting off on the heading to 200 at Portugal.
Yeah, fine, I'm finding out I have a problem here. My voice support. Can you hear me okay?
So you're very unreachable, secondly?
Okay, so all that stuff is in here.
Canadian 142 requesting a frequency change.
Setting outside 9 hours, speak to the mic level 367
And he sends us via text LTOC 4 kilo for runway 260, send level 110. Oh god, why is he using all this text? That is horrible. And where's the immersion with that?
Control.
LTOC 4 Tango. Basically this one. So let's just redo this. Arrival, ILS 26, LTOC 4 Tango, ending at Echo Romeo Kilo, and thereafter radar vectors. Okay. So LTOC 821. Well, there's a couple of fixes missing. LTOC 821 is apparently only on that one. Let's see down here. LTOC below level 150, which we got, and then via 865 to Echo Romeo Kilo. Okay. Well, I suppose we can do that. Echo Romeo Kilo 383. Primarily used during periods of high to medium density traffic. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I suppose we got that.
Sweden Control, Eurowing 4237, requesting further climb.
Okay, so he said descent level 110 when ready. So that is set, level 110 checked. Alright, cool. So we got all that stuff. Then let's go ahead and recheck the arrival, because otherwise it would be boring if we just had to do a single setup. Even though the approach itself is the same, so that's not really going to be an issue. Alright, cool. So we got all of that. Then let's actually find some data of our runway. So approach ILS 26. Why is it doing this? There we go. So runway is 2,500 meters. And the elevation is 125. So length in meters 2,500, elevation 125, primary IMC. Well, let's go to A3 arm. Okay, good. So they are using increased spacing, then we can also just use auto brakes 2 to vacate the runway at the end. Let's do a very quick calculation here. Landing en route, Arlander 26, import, and we are just going to do it this way. 2,152, that's plenty of space. What happens if we make that wet? Even a little bit less. Okay, good. The reason it's less is probably because of the reversers, even though in the real world it would probably give you the same figure either way. Okay, good. So that stuff is done, engine anti-ice on. Like this, and then we can start with the approach briefing. So threats for today's arrival, to be honest, I do not see any. Maybe a bit of call sign confusion, it could get busy on VATSIM, but that's really it. Alright, cool. So let's go for the FMS. We got 250 kilo 100, forecast pages in, fixed wings 26, 10 miles, 5 miles. For the routing, after Echo Romeo Kilo, we got Airbus, Fox and 2500, 3-degree glide. 160 until 4 DME and missed approach 1,500 feet only. And there's our threat. That is such a low level of altitude that that's definitely going to become interesting. Okay. Scandinavian 36 Delta, cleared LTOC 4 Tango, arrival runway 260, sending now level 110.
36 Delta, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Read you 4 Scandinavian 36 Delta.
I don't know what's going on because some pilots are in the great and some are not doing at all.
Yeah, I think you sometimes are a little bit weak to hear, and if you're not flying that often it may be difficult to understand, so I guess the more seasoned ones can understand you a little bit better with that connection, while the newer ones may have some problems.
Yeah, okay, yeah, probably my side. The first time it happened in 3 years, so I'm super... What were you?
It's always during the major events, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, engine anti-ice off.
350 Lima, Sweden, hello, identified, contact over 327.
Alright, so that's all the good stuff done. Then let's continue that briefing, please. Fuel on arrival. It's 2.5 and the minimum is 2.1, so we got 10 minutes extra fuel. Now, burning 300, that's a landing weight of 59.6, and we are going to use flaps 30 for this one, auto brakes 2, locate the runway to the left, and then we'll see where ATC is going to guide us for our parking. Okay, that's that. Taxi, we'll just have to see where they send us. Might take a very quick look into the chart again, just to try and see what we got and what we may need. So we are landing on 26, vacating to the left, X-ray 3 I suppose. Then somewhere up here to somewhere down here. But which runway? I really can't tell yet. Okay. And I suppose that's pretty much it. So which chart is this? 10-9 Charlie. Let's see if we can find that somewhere. 10-9 Charlie. Parking stands and arrival routes continued. Yeah, suppose that one. Okay, cool. That's probably it then. For the ILS, course is 250, frequency is 110.1, and all of those are tracked. Minimum is in. Full temperature correction is not needed. Let's just check the weather again. It is Mike, and the temperature is +3. Okay, no cold temperature correction needed. Lovely. Excellent, so that's it. Then let's say bye-bye to our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We've started our descent towards Stockholm with a remaining flight time of 15 minutes. Therefore, we are now turning on the fasten seatbelt sign. The weather in Stockholm at the moment, cloudy, and the temperature of 3 degrees. Thank you very much for choosing Scandinavian for today's flight. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we'll look forward to welcome you all again on board of a future flight on one of our Boeing 737s. Thank you very much for your attention. Enjoy the beautiful weather here in Stockholm. Enjoy your onward flight to the Nordics, and we would now like to wish you a nice and safe onwards journey. Thank you very much for your attention, and we hope to see you all again soon. Alright, descent checklist please. Pressurization, land out 100, anti-IS off, approach brief and fuel, disgusting, IS null box checked and set, approach checklist complete. Okay, beautiful. So, first time in a short flight like this that we actually do have a little bit of time available. But yeah, that's just how this goes. Not much we can do about it. I think I'm going to dim the HUD already. The theory behind the HUD is that you make it just as visible as it is absolutely needed. So you try to keep it as dark as possible, but so that you can just see its indications. The way that you're supposed to use the head-up display is that you're actually looking through those indications, and you just perceive the indications kind of at the edge of your vision, if you know what I mean. Basically, the HUD gives you any required information right up here. If you look at this, you got the flight path vector, this one. Then you got the flight director, you got the excess energy symbol. So this is telling us that we are about 15 knots faster than planned. And that chevron on the side here is telling us that we are slowly decelerating. That's all we need to know to be able to fly the airplane perfectly. I just absolutely love this. Okay, so via text we got 126.655.
Can you speak forward 192?
Which is approach. Then let's see, Atus, Mike.
7 up for close, flight setting 070.
Stockholm, Scandinavian 36 Delta, level 133, descending 110, Atus, Mike.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, approach lower than 5 November, now valid, runway setting 100, vector side at 2, descend 5770.
We'll check November, right heading 100, descending flight level 70, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Okay, heading select, and 7000 is checked. And then let's quickly get Atus November.
7 Alpha Foxtrot, contact arrival, 120.505.
Okay, request descent, then let's just wait for the Atus to arrive. And I'd say since the weather is good everywhere, I'm gonna go onto terrain as well. Speed 240, Scandinavian 36 Delta.
Level 1492, heading 190.
Level change, 240. And tell you what, let's build ourselves a little vector here. So, actors 250, 340/4.
Heading 190 and descent, line 77.
Yeah, that waypoint looks about right. So something like that.
Line 770.
And speed reducing to 40. So, puts us a little bit high. But let's see, 8th November, ILS 26, runway is still wet.
Around 40, track 1 to go, 6220.
Speed 220, copied, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Alright, 40 track miles to go. What do we have in the box right now? 34. Yeah, then we are fine if we are a little bit higher. That'll be okay. And speed 220. So 2,000 more, that means we've got an additional 6 miles needed, so we're actually running pretty fine. Okay, perfect, I like that. Engine anti-SR. Should have been the other way around. Start switch is first, anti-SR second, but doesn't really matter, does it? Alrighty! I think I am going to help you a little bit. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing. Left heading 070, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Heading 070. Update that direct, please. 2,800 high, not gonna be a problem. Okay, cool. So, all that good stuff is done, then let's go for the 10 checks, please. The fuel is balanced, and we got 4 pumps on, lights on, angular bank 25, air compress, 4.1 descending, set, fast modes on, recall, check. Descending 5000, QNH 1013, speed 210, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Okay, set, 5000 checked, set QNH 1013, cross check, passing 9920 now, and speed 210. Okay, so 10 checks again, fuel balance, 4 pumps, lights on, angular bank 25, air compress, 4.0 descending set, fast modes on, recall, checked, and 1 to 1.5. Deselected, CPDLC was never connected in first place, 10 checks complete. Okay, looking good. That's one. Speed check. I want to take the additional drag here, just to get down a little bit quicker. Even though it doesn't look like there is much traffic in front of us, there is that guy coming from the left there that's currently 2,200 below. I have a feeling that he's going to get in behind us. Can we see anything on a larger scale? No. Okay, that's fine. Interesting, looks like there is a little bit of precipitation in here. Anything on the radar now? No. Okay, fine. Let me stay on terrain. One 20505 with the full story of our lives, Scandinavian 36 Delta. See ya.
Alpha arrival identified, transfer altitude 2,500 feet, and reduce the speed to 120.
Speed brakes in. Arrival Scandinavian 36 Delta.
36 Delta arrival identified, transfer altitude 4,000 feet.
Descending 4,000 feet, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Set. 4,000 check. Okay, first check. Frequency 110.1, 3 times, fixed rings, 26, 10 miles, 5 miles, idents, Echo, Sierra Alpha, 3 times, standby instruments set, and the courses 250, check 3 times. Approach checklist, altimeters and instruments, set cross check, approach rates, check and set. Approach checklist complete. So, from this point onwards, we could turn final any moment we want to. No problem at all anymore. Engine anti-ice off. And by now the cabin should be secure. You don't have that anymore. I suppose this gentleman comes before us and then we turn final. Vertical speed 700.
Turn right, heading 140.
Right, heading 140, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Heading 140.
Contact tower 118.505.
Alright, 18505 is pre-selected. Well then, let's have some fun.
to altitude 2,500.
Descend 2,500 feet, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Set, 2,500 checked.
Finland 5, the Malta, speed 18 to not greater until distance 6.
So we're below the line slope already. But still at a rather high speed, so that is absolutely alright.
January 36 Delta, turn right heading 220, clear LS approach runway 26.
Right heading 220, clear to LS 26, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Alrighty, that's all looking good. Then let's just wait until we receive the proper ILS up here. Line slope alive. Okay. Approach armed. Oh, look at that, the HUD is getting a little too dark here. Localize our life.
Number 192, arrival identified, descend to altitude 2,500 feet.
Warlock captured. Runway heading 250 set.
Number 192, confirm descending to altitude 2,500 feet.
2,500 for 140.
Thank you. 395 is northbound, speed 16 knots or greater until distance 4.
16 for FedEx 5 flow.
395 is northbound, contact tower 118 on 50.
505 and then 30 miles away.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, that is speed 180 knots.
Reducing 180 knots, Scandinavian 36 Delta. That's 5. Speed checked. Laps 5.
Scandinavian 1492, turn right heading 160.
Right on 015.
Oh, give me a vertical speed 500, please. And that way we'll fly ourselves nicely into the ILS.
Scandinavian 1492, continue right turn heading 220, clear LS approach runway 26.
Continue right 1220, clear.
Alright, the head-up display A3 mode has just activated.
Delta, that is speed 160 knots.
160 knots, Scandinavian 36 Delta. 165 is going to do as well.
Scandinavian 1492, that is speed 180.
Last for capture. We're on altitude 1500 set.
180 on 1 second.
So the traffic behind us is far enough out, no problem at all. Engine anti-ice on. Alright, gear down, flaps 15. We'll maintain 160 until 4, as per the chart. Scandinavian 36 Delta as published.
36 Delta, contact tower 118 on 505.
118, 505, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Alright, flaps 30. Speed check, flaps 30. Target, evening Scandinavian 36 Delta established, ILS 1, correction 26. Landing checklist, start switches, continuous, recall, check, speed brake on green light, landing gear down 3 green, all brakes to set.
Approach on number 2, expect possible late landing there.
Continue approach, Scandinavian 36 Delta. So flaps 30, 30 and the green light, and landing lights to go.
P8 model, sorry for the delay, wind 260 or 7 knots, runway 19 right, clear immediate takeoff.
Track.
Well, then right, set takeoff roll, but that's great trouble.
I'm going to keep the anti-ice on now because of the wet runway.
Scandinavian T6 Delta, wind 260 degrees, 7 knots,
continue.
runway 26, clear to land.
Runway 26, clear to land, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Landing lights on, landing check is completed.
Contact ground on a 1-to-1 decimal 705.
So, looks like the first rapid exit taxiway is blocked, then we'll take the second. Continue, and I'm going below the glide intentionally there. Because the glide's not little popping mismatches. Disregard the approach.
Scandinavian 149er, all on the tower 30 and continue approach now. Let's go. Lufthansa 2,
Speed break up,
uniform
thrust goes normal.
Sorry for the delay, runway 19 right, land up away.
The next approach is still a while out behind us, so we can easily take the second exit. Manual brakes.
But it's still double passing through last
Yeah, it's a Bravo contact approach, 126, 655, have a good flight, bye-bye.
What is expected about the state double next time?
Alright, here we are. 36 Delta vacating.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, welcome to Stockholm, contact ground, 1-to-1, decimal 705.
1-to-1, 705, Scandinavian 36 Delta, bye. Ground hello, Scandinavian 36 Delta vacating 26.
Welcome, Scandinavian 36 Delta, Arlanda ground, taxi stand 5, hold short of Zulu.
Stand 5, hold short of Zulu, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Okay, that means we continue straight and hold short of the second taxiway. Stand number 5 will be on the other side there. Here, Alpha stand 5. Beautiful. So that's probably because of the thin air coming from the left. Well then, I don't expect any ice on the airplane. Let's clean it up. Okay, the thin air has passed.
Scandinavian 36 Delta, continue taxi to stand 5.
Continue taxi is stand 5, Scandinavian 36 Delta. Beautiful. So, to the right, around the pier, and then we're at the stand already. No after landing checklist here. The weather radar is off. Clear left side, clear right side. Let's go. GSX, gate, 5. No follow me needed. Landing by Scandinavian.
Yeah, okay, I need to check that and call back.
Beautiful. So we're over here, around the taxiway, into Alpha Bravo, Pier 5. Pierre Alpha Gate 5.
Scandinavian 890 Arlanda ground, hello, pushback and start for approach.
And we got 3 minutes, shut down engine 2. Left side is clear, right side is clear. So 10 knots, and here we go. Start APU.
Scandinavian 213 Charlie, the correct SID is Lumax 5 Quebec for runway 1 and a left.
So gate 5, here it is, lights off.
Yeah, Lumax 5 Quebec, I can satisfy next. Scandinavian 213 Charlie, correct, report cruise for taxi.
Okay, the guidance system is on, 737 is on there.
Arlanda ground, good evening. Scandinavian 38 Kilo Heavy requesting push start.
So 4 knots, and here we go.
Scandinavian 38 Kilo Arlanda ground, hello, push back and
3,
start for cruise.
2, 1,
Push and start approved, Scandinavian 38 Kilo Heavy.
stop. 2 blue, 1 red, engine's dead. Cabin crew, all doors in park.
Ground Scandinavian 1492, vacating runway 26.
And we got
Scandinavian 1492 Arlanda ground, welcome to Arlanda, taxi standard Foxtrot 32.
both engines below 20.
Negative.
Transit shutdown
Taxi
checklists.
standard Foxtrot 35.
So, let me just quickly select that frequency. So, transit shutdown checklist. Electrical on APU, fast modes off, ProPeat auto, anti-ice off, air condition, voice recorder on, air conditioning packs auto, engine bleeds on, APU bleed on, exterior lights set, start switches off, auto brake off, speed brake down to 10, flaps up no light, park and brake set, start levers cut off, weather radar off, transponder 2000 standby, CB/RCB in, and cockpit door unlocked. Transit shutdown checklist complete. And with that, welcome to Stockholm. Now let's see what GSX needs. For some reason it doesn't want to control the doors today, so we might have to do all that stuff ourselves. So ground power connect, air conditioning unit. Yeah, let's connect that as well. And then doors. Disarm all, open, open, and open. And with that, they should hopefully start deboarding any moment now. Yeah, looks like it. Well then, my friends, that was an interesting one. I definitely liked it. Short flight, but very busy one. Now the air conditioning is just getting connected, so let's shut down that APU. Power is also available, so the APU is going off. And with that, my friends, thank you very much for flying along. As always, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment and subscribe. And then I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.